As you can see, I just logged in after the servers have finally gone live. It is launch day for patch 8.3, as you can see by this pop-up here. N'Zoth rises. Defend Azeroth against the assaults of the old god's minions. Horrific visions. Face the darkness alone, or with up to 4 allies, and battle the horrors within. Corrupted items. New items can bear N'Zoth's touch, offering great power at a cost. The Return of the Black Prince.
Champion, I must speak with you at once. It seems we have a new ally in the fight against N'Zoth.
Hi, Valera. I'm very curious what the Horde version is. So, full disclaimer. While waiting for the servers to go on, I was checking out other people streaming who were also waiting for it to go live. In case you were curious, I was watching Towley. He's one of the more popular WoW streamers. And when it went live, he logged in. He mains Alliance. So he was already at Stormwind. And he starts the quest for this. And it gets a cutscene. I'm very curious if the Horde gets a cutscene. What's great about the Alliance one, this was surprising for all of us watching. So, Anduin's just kind of sitting there like, oh gosh, what are we going to do? Like, he's trying to figure out what's going on. And then he's told Magni is on his way and he has a new advisor. And Anduin's like, a new advisor. What is it this time? And it's Rathian. And Anduin gets this scowl on his face. And he walks up and he straight up punches Rathian in the face. All of us were like, oh my gosh. It was just such a shock to see this from Anduin. It even took some of the skin off of Rathian's cheek. Now, of course, it just regened back because he's a black dragon who can do that. It was just like, holy moly. And Rathian's like, well, I suppose I deserve that. And Anduin says, my father is dead because of you. And for a moment, I was like, wait, what? And then I remembered, if you guys remember, Rathian is pretty much the reason that Warlords happened in lore. Remember, Rathian is the one who basically opened up the portal to Draenor for Garrosh to go back and, help get the Iron Horde going, and that led to the Burning Legion coming back because of Gul'dan and all that. So basically, he's saying, if it wasn't for Rathian, none of the stuff that happened in Warlords and Legion would have happened. So, and then, some other stuff happens, but I'm just very curious what the cutscene for the Horde is going to be here. So, let me set this. Where am I going? Oh, I'm going back to Dazar lore. Huh. Okay. I thought I was going to be here in Orgrimmar, but apparently not. Huh. By the way, I actually, just so you guys know, I actually considered putting this off because, well, usually when a new patch goes live, that means many of the add-ons are out of date, and that can cause a number of technical problems. It can cause your game to be a little either laggy or glitchy, because it's trying to use add-ons that is not designed for this new code. And usually the idea is that you give the authors of your add-ons that you use a day or two to try and update the add-ons, though I think some add-ons to this day have never been updated, and people still use them. So, you'll see that notice if you use add-ons when you first log into the game that's like, your add-ons are out of date. Do you want to disable them or load anyway? So, I loaded them anyway, so hopefully I won't have any technical issues as we're trying to do this. Now, in case you're curious, I actually did know that Valera was going to be right here because she was over here in the PTR. I did log into the PTR to check some stuff out. So this is Valera's new model. I think the shoulder pads are a little excessive, and I think your hair does not need to be... Though what's funny is when they previewed her new model, that ponytail there, it was straight up, like, zoop. And I thought, her hair's not actually going to look like that. Is it? Thankfully, it's not. She actually looks a lot more now like how she does in Hearthstone. So, compared to how she looked back in Legion, if you played a rogue in the Rogue Order Hall, she didn't really look like that. Now she pretty much does, so...
My loyalties are my own.
I've come bearing word from Stormwind Keep. The Black Prince has returned, and together with the speaker, they hope to root out N'Zoth where he hides. Tell me what you saw. Oh, I think this is the cutscene. Yes! So you get to see it right here.
None of your spies have returned. N'Zoth is out there, and we need answers now!
We are doing all we can. Speaker Magni is coming, along with a new...
Oh, Bane is there.
He claims to have information for us.
By the light, a new advisor.
Hello, Rathian.
Rathian.
Rathian, Raytheon.
It's been so long. I suppose I deserved that.
Oh, you deserve more than that. My father is dead because of you!
And my father is dead because of the old gods.
Did you see Rathian's cheek
Lad,
when he got punched?
he's come to help us. Nefarian the Earthwarder was once the protector of Azeroth. But N'Zoth turned a noble mind to madness, and now my father is only remembered as Deathwing. And, as I haven't the least desire to share that fate, I've been studying how to avoid it.
Just tell me how to prepare for this attack. Our armies
Will be useless. N'Zoth will strike here. He'll manipulate emotions, get people to act in ways contrary to their nature. You won't be able to trust your senses, your memories, your friends. After all, what is real if our perceptions cannot be trusted? Anduin!
You were saying?
Don't you see, old friend? It's already begun.
very well, advisor. Tell us how to stop him.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that might be Travis Willingham voicing Rathian there. You know, he's done a ton of voice work. Who's Travis Willingham? Well, you may know him as the guy who's married to Laura Bailey, who's the voice of Jaina. He's also the voice of Gazlowe, at least in Heroes of the Storm. I'm pretty sure he voices him here in WoW as well. But he's also done a ton of voice acting work. Just look up his resume for all the voice acting work he's done. It's a pretty substantial list. You know, he's a very accomplished voice actor. So I'm cool with him voicing Rathian, though if I recall, that's not quite the voice he had back in Cataclysm or in Pandaria. But, you know, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But my goodness, you see what I was talking about? That punch. That was such an incredible punch straight to the face. And did you see his cheek? Like skin came off of his cheek. He was punched so hard. Wow.
I wouldn't cross me if I were you.
I hope that Rathian's expertise can lead us to the old god. We have precious little else to go on otherwise. The speaker has requested that I send you to aid him and Rathian in their efforts. You have proven yourself a great ally to Azeroth, and I suspect that you will have a big part to play in the coming battles. Let us hope that the rest of the Horde and the Alliance can put aside their squabbles to face a common enemy. I mean, Bane and Mela were both right there in Stormwind Keep. You saw that, right? Bane was just, freely walking about in Stormwind Keep with Magni and Anduin, just like, yep, we're cool. So I'm pretty sure at this point we're all cool, right? We're cool.
Shala.
I mean, seriously, if there's anyone in Stormwind that's like looking at Bane like get over it. Seriously. Now, what is this? Specialists have credited your gold holdings with an amount of coin corresponding to the current fair market value of your Titan Residium. 1 silver each. Oh. That was probably from the times where I've salvaged Azerite armor and I got that Titan Residium, so...
I have many lucky
those.
you like.
Alright, so let's see. So we are heading to the Chamber of Heart to meet with Magni and Rathian, and I'm guessing this is where I'm going to get my legendary cloak that I've been hearing about. Ah, launch day for a new patch. It's quite something, isn't it? Thousands of people and players ready and eager to go, to play together. And I love that a lot of this can be either solo or together in a group. You know, it's up to you. It's optional. And that's great. Player choice. So if you're someone who loves to play with your friends, or if you're someone who doesn't really have that many actual, BattleNet friends and, does a lot of content by yourself, then no one's really left out.
Anduin spies couldn't find the Zoth. Have you had any luck yourself?
My Black Talon operatives have scoured the world to no avail. I wonder... In my research, I came across references to a place called Nyalotha, a sleeping city of numberless crimes, where only dark things walk. But the Void deals in potentials, possibilities. Perhaps this Nyalotha is not so much a physical location on Azeroth, as it is a vision, waiting to be made real.
Whatever it is, we've got to get Azeroth's Titan-made defenses ready. Then you and our champion need to find us a target to point them at. Azeroth cries out in pain.
Aye, you made it! And just in time. Rathian's got a plan on how we might be able to outmaneuver N'Zoth. When the old god shows his face, though, we're gonna need you to take the hurt to him. Let's get started. Unfortunately, we've got no clue where N'Zoth has been lurking since his escape. We do, however, have an idea where he might strike. Back when the Keepers were imprisoning the old gods, they built defense mechanisms against their corruption into the Titan Forges. If N'Zoth wants to corrupt Azeroth, he'll have to go through them first. Fortunately, we've got ourselves hooked up to them now, so we can monitor them from here. Go ahead and take a look.
Fight! Mother has connected the Chamber of Heart to all known Titan facilities on Azeroth. First things first, let's make sure they're all working as intended.
You're going to recognize some of the names of these places. Uldir.
Accessing facility. Designation Uldir. Facility dormant. Residual old god corruption within acceptable parameters.
Given how much corruption it used to have, I'd say that's good news.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, for goodness sakes, we took down Gahun while we were there, so that's pretty nice. Next up, Uldaman.
Accessing facility. Designation Uldaman. Discs of Norganon intact. Records of unauthorized access not found.
And next up, of course, Ulduar.
Accessing facility. Designation Ulduar. Forge of Wills currently operational. Communication protocol terminated by Keeper Mimiron.
I suppose he's annoyed we interrupted his work.
Of course he would be. Do you mind? I'm trying to get experiments done here. Of course he'd be upset about that. And Old Doom.
Accessing facility. Designation Uldum. Error. Forge of origination currently inactive.
Uh-oh.
Inactive? What happened to it?
Unable to determine root cause of deactivation.
I think we can all safely assume what this root cause might be.
This is not good.
Yeah, I haven't really done that much work on my heart level. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Don't be freezing on me. Come on. Oh, boy. Oh, I was afraid of this. Oh, there we go. Wow, it's been a while since I've had the screen freeze on me like that. So I'm only up to level 61, you know. Haven't really done that much grind work. So, Rathian, how you doing?
You stand before the Black Prince.
Guard your mind. N'Zoth's influence is insidious in its subtlety. So, by the way, in case you don't know or don't remember, back in Cataclysm, when we went to Uldum and started venturing and questing there, we came across a Titan facility similar to the likes of Ulduar called the Halls of Origination. Constructed by the great Titans, the Halls of Origination are filled with ancient relics and the fearsome guardians that protect them. Rumors abound that the complex also contains a devastating weapon capable of reordering all life on Azeroth. Deathwing has moved to obtain this terrifying device through his agent Alakir, the Windlord. Thus far, the facility's communication systems have been fully corrupted, but the weapon inside continues to elude Deathwing's grasp. And we had to go through and taking down multiple of the guardians that were here. You know, guys like Anthur here, you know, Anrafet, and then some of these other constructs, the one of magic, the one of life, the one of destruction, the one of the sun, multiple of these. And yeah, it was, you know, that the fact that this was a facility that had a device capable of redoing all life on the planet, this was kind of a big deal. This was like pretty much like the big thing in us questing on Uldum was trying to prevent Alakir from getting this device with Deathwing, because of course if he had gotten his hands on it, yeah, we were pretty much all doomed. So that eventually led to us, you know, we're basically combating Alakir's efforts there, which eventually led to us going to his throne and defeating Alakir once and for all.
Our world needs us, champion.
I was hoping that we'd have more time to prepare. It looks like now is the time to act. We've no time to waste. Without the Forge of Origination, Azeroth is left vulnerable to N'Zoth's corruption. Not to mention it holds a weapon capable of wiping out all life on Azeroth. We'll need to head over to the Forge right away. Mother can hold down the fort here. Hurry on, I'll meet you there. Oh, we're gonna get to go with Magni. Nice.
Our world must be healed.
Okay, so let's see. What's going to be the fastest way to get to the halls? Well, actually, we are already in Silithus. So I could just fly there from here. It's going to take a little while, but it's certainly possible. I mean, there's Ungoro Crater, but then Uldum is literally right over here, so... Now, that is, you know, not surprising, considering that they've been saying that Uldum is going to be a zone that's going to be pretty relevant in this patch. By the way, and just to remind you, yep, you can see right there, there's the entrance to the Throne of the Four Winds raid, where Alakir is, and there's the Vortex Pinnacle. It's not showing the dungeon entrance. That's probably because of the, as I mentioned, with the patch, it causes some of the add-ons you use to not function properly until they get updated by the author. So I would say in a couple days' time, many of the add-ons we use will get updated by the authors. Some, they'll get kind of a heads up. At least I think. This is a lot of assumption on my part. Because of the fact that add-ons like DBM get updated like either right before or the day of the patch, like even before it goes live, I'm assuming that Blizz actually notifies, you know, the authors of very notable add-ons like DBM for them to be able to actually have it ready to go, because of course many high-level players and such, you know, like Mythic Raider and such, are of course wanting those right away to start immediately getting ready for that world first of trying to take down. In fact, this is going to be a little spoilery. There it is. Nyloth of the Waking City. This is a little spoilery, but yeah. You can see Rathian is going to be a boss. Il'gynoth makes a return. Ra Den finally makes his return, and of course N'Zoth is the end boss. Now, I'm very curious. Okay, so there's a pet there. 15 encrypted text to create the replicating void droplets, which can be used to infuse your heart with the formless... Oh, okay. Eye of Corruption, it's another pet. Another pet. Another pet. And then some gear. So there's a lot of pets that you can get in this raid. I'm fine with that. What about mounts? Of course, you can also get those in LFR, which is great, since that's pretty much how I'll be doing it. Oh, there is a mount here. The Nyalotha All-Seer? Oh my gosh, that looks nasty. I mean, it looks like that hive mind mount I've seen people getting, but with a bunch of eyeballs. Okay, sure. I'm guessing that's mythic only, right? Yep. Yep, that is the mythic only mount. It looks like that's the only mount you can get in this raid. So I can tell you a lot of people are going to be coming back to get this, and that, of course, drops from N'Zoth at the very end. So that's interesting. And basically, a bunch of the rest of it is gear. So, okay. Well, when the next expansion comes out and people come back 10 levels higher... Actually, no, that's not true. That's right. We're getting a level squish. So again, I'm curious about how this level squish is going to work when it comes to all of us going back and doing older content to try and get things we couldn't get before. Okay, that is certainly something that wasn't here before. A Great Worm from Beyond. That's a 122 Elite. Okay, so now there are flying elites. Well, I better avoid that thing. That looks nasty to deal with. Oh boy, apparently I aggroed it. Nope, never mind. Wait, what is it? Flew near a Great Worm from Beyond. Flying speed has been reduced by 30%. What? Oh, great. That... Ooh. Oh my goodness, look at how many players are already here. And apparently there was some kind of boss here, so... But because there's tons of players here on launch day, they're like, yeah, whatever. Hey, Magni.
Over here, champion. I think I found who took control of the forge.
You got here just in time. This whole place is overrun. It looks like the halls of origination have been claimed by a group of Tovier calling themselves the Amethyst. I don't know much about them, other than that they're new in town and not the friendliest of types. We'll need to get in there and reactivate the forge, or else Azeroth will be done for.
Remember, time to waste. We've got a Titan forge to reboot.
Magni? Are you gonna follow me?
I speak for Azeroth.
Alright, I guess I'll just meet you inside. I'll be honest, when I found out about us going back into this dungeon as part of this patch... Oh.
It's been ages since I've held a hammer in my hands. Feels good to be back in the action.
Hey, look at the hammers he's got. He's got 2 hammers. And I'm pretty sure I've seen those before. Of course he's got the double hammer. It's hammer time! That's it, you're getting the hammer. Now, those are...
You dare defile this place with the curse of flesh?
Of course, those are Muradin's lines from Heroes of the Storm, but I'm pretty sure Magni can use them. So, anyways, what I was going to say is that because of the fact that we were going to be, of the knowledge that I knew that we were going to be going back into this dungeon for this patch, I've been considering expanding on the playlist that I made of soloing raids to soloing dungeons, because really, how many of you guys either remember or know about many of the various different dungeons that are very much remembered for one reason or another, such as Blackrock Depths, and how integral that dungeon was when it came to Molten Core, or even Blackwing Lair. How many of you guys remember Dire Maul? How about Morodon? How about Blackrock Spire? Gnomragon. How about Scarlet Halls or Scarlet Monastery, and why that's actually an integral story point, which leads into what happens in Legion with the Death Knights? Or how about Sholomance? Now, it is worth noting some of these have been updated in certain expansions. Like Sholomance had a classic vanilla version, and then it was updated up to Pandaria, where it had a more up-to-date, a revamped version of it. So it's not quite the same. Neither is like Shadowfang Keep, Stratholme. I still haven't gotten that mountain drop. Some of these I wouldn't be able to do on the same character. I'd have to keep going back, because obviously I can't go to the Stockade in Stormwind on this character, How about Uldaman, Or even some of the other more well-known dungeons from BC that many people remember, like Magister's Terrace, Hellfire Ramparts, old Hillsbrad Foothills. This is fun for like being able to show stuff in a time-traveling kind of aspect. Black Morass. Some of the other dungeons very important, such as the ones I showed you guys in Ice Crown, like the Halls of Reflection, the Pit of Saren, the Forge of Souls, or how about the Culling of Stratholme, getting to relive that. So it's something I've been entertaining. If you guys want me to do that, where I go through many of the dungeons from the past and solo it and kind of expand on it and talk about it, let me know in the comments.
You stand before the Amethyst! The unworthy will be purged.
Looks like we'll have to fight our way through. Let's get moving.
I'm with you, Magni.
It's too far away. I don't have a target.
Make our way over there.
I'm out of range.
Wait! See those statues? The Amethyst must have reactivated the Forge's defenses. We'll have to turn them off before we can cross. The controls should be down below.
I see.
It's too far away. I'm out of range. I don't have a target.
By the way, just a reminder, this is a different instance of this dungeon. This is not a us going through the old dungeon. This is a more up-to-date version. If it isn't obvious, but I guess it kind of is because of the whole Magni thing, so. Alright. Alright, so we got the two over here. Now we have to go to the other side. Oh, look at this. They enslaved the toll deer. Good.
I'm out of range. It's too far away.
That's all of them. Onward now.
Back up we go.
The forge is ours, trespassers!
Huh, really? Oh, this room might be a little rough. Let's get my big guy out here.
I need more time. Our enemies are already upon us. Activate it! It's too far away.
No, don't activate it.
I don't have a target.
Oh boy. He's an elite. Uh-oh.
Unauthorized life forms detected. Commencing purge.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Do I have to fight him? I guess so. Here we go. Oh, up, up. Okay. Whew.
Compromise.
The Amethyst can make their own watchers. We'll have to worry about that later. Come on, let's take the lift up to the control chamber. What the? Oh, the power's been shut off. Hang on, I'll get us access to the conduits. This way, champion.
Well, this will be interesting.
Look, some of the consoles here are still active. If we can figure out which one controls the lift, we can reroute power to it and get it working again.
Yeah, hopefully I can get this right like I did in the PTR. This is a bit of a puzzle, so it's kind of like, oh, okay. You know, one of those reroute the power to the correct thing kind of puzzles? Yeah.
This is the lift's console. If we reroute the power here, we can get her running.
This terminal controls the power to the lift. Two pillars flank the terminal, topped by orbs of power. Looks like diverting power into both orbs will activate the lift. Okay. So it looks like there is power coming from those two. So I guess we're going to have to reroute to both of these. Well, this should be interesting. I do not need these guys sneak up on me, so let's just go ahead and take care of them right now. Fortunately, they're the squishy trash, so there's guys guarding each of these. So this is one of those where you're gonna have to basically clear the room of as much of the trash as you can before you continue.
I don't have a target. I need to get closer.
So you can see that the bridge to that one over there. Let me move this one. Nope. Gotta get went that way. Alright. There we go. Alright, so let's see if I can get this one to go that way. There we go. Oh. I see. It's only directly from one. Okay, so let me point either to here or there. Alright. Huh. Huh. There we go.
Flesh cursed. Your kind are unworthy of the Titan's gifts.
Huh. Okay, dude, whatever you say.
You have tainted this place long enough. Fall.
Sure.
Time and again, you have failed to protect the Titan's works. Now you will burn. I grow tired of his ruse.
Whoa! Okay.
Misplaced zeal. Their eyes remain closed to the true path. Not like you, my devoted chosen. Champion, are you there? I thought we lost you for a second.
Ugh.
If N'Zoth's minions are inside the forge, then this is worse than we thought. We have to hurry. Come on!
Yeah, yeah. That's not good. Now, do you guys remember the lead up to what happened here? That whole quest line with the dagger, with Zalatath. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of coming back to haunt us now. I mean, for goodness sakes, he just called us out his devoted chosen.
Looks like the lift is working. The control chamber should be on the 3rd floor.
I think that's the floor where we fight those bosses from the dungeon.
Here we are. I'll contact the Chamber of Heart.
Connection received. Please confirm elimination of hostile entities.
We took care of them, but not before N'Zoth gave the Forge a beating.
Understood. Access power terminals to commence system reactivation. Receiving signal. Error. Unable to access primary power conduits. Direct circuit to Chamber of Heart required. Interface Heart of Azeroth with main console.
Yeah, that looks very similar to the device that Ajara used to free N'Zoth. I hope this isn't bad.
Circuit established. Restoring power. Error. Forge operating at 37% efficiency.
37? That can't be enough to keep Azeroth protected.
Affirmative. Additional power sources required. Initiating query for suitable alternatives. Stand by.
It looks like our work isn't done, champion.
You don't say, Magni. I never would have guessed that.
These stones have tales to tell.
We got the Forge back, but not before N'Zoth was able to cripple her systems. I'm afraid that our work is far from done. It looks like we're gonna have to wait a spell while Mother figures out what to do with the Forge. In the meantime, we'll want to try to make sure that nobody tries to do any more damage here. You should check in on the Tolvir and Ramkaen. I know you've helped them in the past, so they might be able to help us keep the Forge out of the wrong hands. I mean, funny fact, my character actually did not finish all the questing here in Old Doom.
I'll return to the chamber and start figuring out our next move. We can't afford to lose the Forge.
See here.
Do whatever it takes to protect it.
I did the intro quest to get to Old Doom, and then I pretty much left. I was just like, this zone doesn't seem interesting. At the time, I didn't really get it, or, you know, it wasn't really something I was like, oh, this could be cool. I think I spent my time in Mount Hyjal. In hindsight, I wish I had spent more time actually in this zone and actually done the questing here, so. At some point, I will have to do that if I want to get the Lore Master stuff, so. Let's, is there a, can I just quickly exit here? Okay, let's see. So this will take me back to the Great Seal. And then I guess, so there's two quick ways I can get to Old Doom. One is to go here and then take the portal to Orgrimmar, and then take the other portal to Old Doom, which will take me right in the city. The other is to just go to Silithus, and then, you know, and then just fly over there. So I think I'll just, you know, cut here, and then I'll do the traveling, and then we will continue from there. Stay tuned.